From the shadowy depths of the city, where justice and mystery intertwine, emerges a broadcast as daring and vigilant as the masked Avenger himself. You are tuned into the Green Hornet Case Files, unveiling the legacy and cultural significance of one of the greatest crime fighters of all time. Now, let the adventure begin. Here are your hosts, Kory and Greg.
Episode 21.
Hey, we're old enough to drink.
Look at this. I'm legal finally.
Look at that. 21.
21. And they said it couldn't be done. I don't know who they are, but...
I think we're they.
Are we they? Well, that just sounds weird, Kory. Hey, welcome to the Green Hornet podcast, the Green Hornet Case Files. I'm Greg.
And I am Kory.
And we are excited to have you here. We were trying really hard to get a couple of guys on the podcast who want to be on the podcast, and we'll talk a little bit about them.
Yep.
But we just can't seem to get schedules together. It's like they're going one way. One's on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast. We're here in the what coast?
Well, it's timing has not been something that is nailed down for us.
Boy, I tell you what, trying to get John Negron on the show was rough.
Yeah, but we're doing it. We're doing it for you, the listener.
Yeah.
Not because we just want to talk to these guys.
We just want to talk Green Hornet. That's all there is to it. Absolutely. Hey, before we get into things, I wanted to do this up front. You brought it up last time at the very end of this show, but if you have a comment or a correction or just whatever, you want to BS about something, podcast at greenhornet66.com.
Correct.
And if you would like to support us, if you like what we're doing here, you'd like to support us in any way, shape, or form, we decided not to do one of those things that you have to subscribe and always get hit with, whatever it was. You got a little schmutz in your beard there. Are you saving that for later?
I must have been.
Okay, well, I'm sorry if you were. But if you'd like to, just throw $10 or $15 or $100, at us, whatever, as a one-time thing or whatever you want to do. It's Ko-fi. Coffee? I don't know.
K-O-F-I.
K-O-F-I.
F-I. And we say it different every time on purpose because we don't know for sure.
I have no idea. I have watched videos on it, and they all say it differently.
Yep, I've heard it really every way.
ko-fi.com/Green Hornet Case Files, or just go to our website, and there's a big bug in the middle of the page. Yeah, coffee. If you'd just like to throw us $10 or whatever. And we've had, a couple of people do that, and that's been great.
Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, very, 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 very much. I have some news this week.
Apparently, a bunch of it.
I actually have a bunch of things to talk about. But news-wise, did you see that there is a Black Beauty for sale?
No.
Yes. Barrett Jackson, if you go to their website, Barrett Jackson.
I did see this. I saw it being loaded up and taken to wherever the auction is being held.
And it's a recreation.
Yeah.
It's not either number one or number two, but it's a recreation, and I'm seeing a lot of kind of negative social media comments.
Well, is there such a thing as a positive social media comment?
Well, yeah. I don't know about that, but this is more a case of they did some things to the car that aren't car-like, that aren't Black Beauty-like.
Oh, okay.
They put like some off-road running lights on the front of it, and it's just
it's not quite there.
No, and somebody that buys it is going to have to do some work to get it into
Black Beauty?
Yeah, Black Beauty shape. But I did happen to notice that. In fact, I was given that note by a guy named, you don't know about this yet, a guy named Scott Mulia.
Okay.
Scott is the great grandson of George Trendle.
Really?
And Scott and I have taken up, residence in each other's Facebooks and so forth, and we've had a couple of conversations, and there's a side note we'll talk about in a minute. Scott texted me the other day, and he says, if you're looking for a black beauty.
Check this out. If you're looking for a black beauty.
Thanks, Scott. I'm always looking for a black beauty.
Bam-a-lam.
I knew that was coming. Whoa, Black Beauty. No, that's Black Betty, isn't it?
It is Black Betty.
Okay. Now I'm confused.
But if we could do a Green Hornet parody cover like
Whoa,
Weird Al.
Black Betty. Black Beauty. Bam, bam. Whoa, Black Beauty.
Kato, bam.
Green Hornet's got a job. Bam,
oh, dude, it writes itself.
Yeah, I'm going to be working on that this week.
It's going to be fantastic.
We'll premiere it on the next show. The other piece of news that I had to pass along was we've been teasing about this new film that my production company has been working on. We wrapped principal photography this last week, and we've gone through about 5 or 6 different edit sessions.
Really?
And I believe the photography, the video, is done.
Okay.
Which means it's going to go from here to the sound design and music guy.
Which we know him.
Which he's very close to me.
Yes, he is.
And
he's sitting in your seat.
And I have 2 weeks to wrap it up to get it to San Diego Comic-Con in time for them to consider this year. 2 weeks.
What are we doing here, man? You need to get to work.
Man, I'll tell you what. And there's some Easter eggs in this. Oh, folks, I've thrown in some Easter eggs. I hope when you get a chance to see the film that you'll appreciate it. You haven't seen any of it yet.
No, I haven't seen frame 1.
Okay. All right. And there's 2 massive things that I'm just so proud of.
I'm
just
very excited.
So very, very proud of. So a couple of things to look forward to. If you're interested in buying a Black Beauty, get a hold of Barrett Jackson and sign up for that. And we will let you know when the film, it's called Requiem for a Hornet.
Ooh, I like the title.
Yeah, and we'll let you know when that's ready to be sampled.
So you got it locked. You just gotta get the last, or the beginning music, and sound design.
In fact, my wrist is blowing up right now. It's my other 2 partners in the production company who are finishing some things up, and we have a friend of ours, Randy Saffel, who did all the artwork for us on Green Hornet Case Files, is doing a poster for us.
Oh,
dope.
And
has done some artwork and things for us. So
very cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Hey, want to remind everybody too to gotta do all the social media crap. I hate this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, subscribe, and comment.
It really so. I know you hear that in every video, podcast, whatever it happens to be, any non-major content that you consume, any DIY content, and the reason for it is it simply affects the algorithm.
It really does. It really does. If you hit the subscribe button, it makes the algorithm go, oh, hello.
Yep. And so anytime you do that, that actually gets us the opportunity to be in front of more people.
Right.
And that just helps feed the machine and keep it going. And so we really appreciate it, if you don't mind.
If you don't mind. Yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you happen to be on.
Yeah.
If you're listening to Spotify, there's a place on there to click the heart button.
And as much as I hate doing it, but I do it for stuff that is important to me.
Yeah.
Notifications. Let it turn on the notifications. Let it tell you when there's a new episode up.
And we'll do that as faithfully as we possibly can. We've questioned a few times whether we're going to get an episode to you. But
we haven't missed one yet, though. We took the 1 week off for the holidays.
Yeah, I think there was one early on, like episode 12 or something, that had to get pushed by a couple of days. But for the most part, content is going to be forthcoming on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Speaking of comments, I've been remiss at passing along a lot of the comments that have been coming in.
So that makes me really glad to hear, because I was you hadn't brought anything up in quite a while, and I was like, have we just completely dropped off?
No, actually, a lot of them have gotten lost in all of the things that I've been busy in.
Yeah, you've been super busy.
And I have really been super busy. I mean, you work full-time job, but I'm, now working a part-time job and doing an audio book and doing this film, and I have another project that's coming along behind that, and I get some irons in the fire.
You've got a full 5-iron frenzy.
Oh, my son would be so proud of you to make that reference.
Why do you think I did it?
I know, and I love you for that. Comments from the last episode that we had with John Negron about toys, the whole holiday kind of thing. I got to bring this over a little closer to my face because my glasses aren't quite there. At Darren Waugh 2X says, great interview. John is very knowledgeable, and I'm honored to have seen his collection.
Ooh, and we're jealous of that.
Yes. At Josie Negron 1005, thank you for having him on the show. I'm related to him, and seeing his collection in pictures is one thing, but in person, it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Awesome.
Thank you, Josie. At Big Kahuna 611, awesome show. I've seen John's collection. It's worth the trip.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Big Kahuna.
Yeah.
You make a tasty burger. That's a Pulp Fiction reference, sorry.
Yeah. You're right over my head.
I noticed, that's why I said to say what it was.
Hi, I don't think this is about John's show, but this is another one. Hi, I just discovered your show. I'm a new fan to Green Hornet. Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Hey, nice to have you. I started listening to the radio dramas this month. I've been a lifelong comics and pulp fan ever since my mother introduced me to The Shadow and Batman. A couple of good places to start.
Heck yeah.
But something about the Green Hornet is so refreshing, especially in these times. Again, thank y'all for doing what you're doing. I can't wait to hear more. Sincerely, Preston M.
Preston, let me tell you something right now. That made my month.
Yeah.
That comment right there, thank you so much. I'm stoked that you're along for the ride.
And discovering new things.
Yes.
I've just discovered something new this last week I'll share here in just a minute. In regards to the music episode we did, at Chris Dingsdale 7400, nice, fun episode, guys. The Billy May score is amazing. The theme is absolutely iconic. Cheers from all the info you put out. Stellar job.
Hey, got to admit, this is inflating the ego a little bit. That's nice. Thank you for sharing all this.
I'm enjoying it. Our buddy Todd Stutz writes, I really enjoyed your latest podcast about the music of the Green Hornet. It was cool to find out how George Trendle got around the music industry at that time by going to Mexico to have the music recorded. I really got a kick out of Kory cracking up during the show when Greg said the lyrics to the Green Hornet song. So thanks for the belly laugh. As an addition to that, I found another Green Hornet theme with lyrics that might either have you laughing or throwing up, depending on your taste. Thank you for the heads up on the Billy May Green Hornet soundtrack album, and I've added that to my YouTube playlist. Take care and keep up the good work, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. And finally, from I think this is the last one, Michael Deloach. I hope I said that right, Michael. Hey guys, just a short note to say that I really enjoy your podcasts on the Green Hornet. I have loved the Hornet for years and have collected a few items for my indulgence. Keep up all the hard work out there on here, and just remember that there are fans out there that do appreciate it. Michael,
I want to see pictures of what you got, man. Send us some pics.
I want to see people
at greenhornet66.com. Send the photos of the stuff you've collected, man. Absolutely, we would love to see it.
Let's see your collections,
please.
I'd like to do that, and I know we could share, easily with John, and he could go, yeah.
Yeah, I know what this is, and that is.
Yeah, exactly.
But somebody out there has something he doesn't.
I guarantee it. In fact, I just had a note from John here a little while ago. In fact, probably within like the last 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
I shared with you last night a YouTube video from Mike Kelly.
I had wondered when we were going to get to that.
That's the next. I don't even have that in my notes here because that just sort of popped up. The new animated, hopefully something that Mike has been working on.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you watch the whole thing?
So it's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It is. It's really fun. It's
a
really fun,
tasty sample.
Yeah, and it is exactly. A sample is a perfect word, but it's exactly what we've been talking about for quite a while.
Yeah.
About it's just ripe for an animated series.
Yeah.
So, if you guys get out there, we can post the link, right?
I will post the link.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, I reached out to Mike to ask if he'd be interested, and I haven't heard back from him, about doing the podcast with us.
So, yeah, you sent it to me last night, and I watched it, and then about half an hour later, I watched it again, and then about I don't know, 2 o'clock this afternoon, I watched it again while I was at lunch.
Yeah, and John posted it to me too, and he says,
so good.
"Have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fantastic."
Definitely jazzed on it, so Mike, get a hold of us.
Yeah, that'd be great to be able to pull that into the. We've been Green Hornet it a lot at our place because of the film, because of that little piece. We watched that last night, and I'm getting ready for.
Your Fan Expo.
Fan Expo in Portland in 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
The 24th of January.
24th, 25th, 26th. And if anybody is in the Pacific Northwest and is going to go to Fan Expo, I'll be there all 3 days as the Hornet. And on Friday... Friday the 24th, I think it is. Friday the 24th at 5:30 p.m.
That's your...
I'll be doing a panel on the Green Hornet, the Forgotten Hero.
45 minutes of green glory.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, that's going to be awesome.
Can't wait. The only other piece of news that I have, not like that, we haven't had just a little bit here to talk about, is the new comic, the Miss Fury Green Hornet is out. And I believe it's out. I actually dropped in our local comic book store the other day, and they didn't have it on the shelf yet.
Right.
It wasn't in my pull box. But I did manage to score a digital copy. I think I shared with you.
You shared with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. I think it's
good.
Fabulous.
Yes.
And Miss Fury.
It's such a cool character.
It really, yeah.
Yes.
1937 or 8, or maybe it was a little later than that. Maybe like 40 that she came around.
But she's fantastic, and the guys just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they really did.
So it's just issue 1.
Yeah,
it's the kickoff. It's phenomenal.
I have no idea. That's one of the questions I wanted to ask the guys was how long of a run.
Yeah, I don't know.
They had planned, whether it's a 2 episode, 3, 4, 5. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Pick it up and get out to your local comic shop, and get a copy. And if you can't find it, digital is fine.
Well, yeah. Let's. Shall we replay what
Stan Lee
said all those years ago? It's like this is a family show, right? Can we say that on the air?
Family show? No, I don't think so.
No. All right, I get a buzz for that, don't you? Yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite quotes of all time.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm going to change it just a little bit. A comic book is like see if I can screw this up, is like a woman. I mean, you'd much rather hold her in her hands,
than look at it on a computer screen.
Then look at it on a computer screen. It's a little more graphic than that if you haven't heard it.
But comics, like pizza, are good even when they're bad.
I can't give you a buzz for that because that was just perfect. All right. Oh, golly. Hey, we wanted to talk a little bit. We haven't done this yet, and again, my wrist is still blowing up with the production guys talking about the new film.
It's kind of a busy night.
Yeah, it's kind of a busy night. I got to get home and start pulling audio files to be able to put the film together in 2 weeks. I've got 2 weeks to put it together. We have not talked really much about the movie.
Yes.
But I just feel like it's part of. We need to talk about it.
It's part of the oeuvre, if you will.
Oh, what a word. The oeuvre.
Yeah, it's part of the oeuvre of the Hornet.
There you go.
You may not like it, but
Yeah.
it still exists.
You know, and it plays such an important role. We are talking about the 2011 Seth Rogen film, and I can see all of you reaching for your knobs right now. Stop.
Don't hit that pause button.
Just listen for a second here. It plays a role in, not necessarily a good role, but it plays a role in bridging an age gap. And we've discussed this before.
Yep.
Because I showed it to I think he was probably 15 or 16 at the time, grandson.
Yeah. And
he liked it. And he didn't know anything about the Hornet, but he liked it because he likes the Seth Rogen-y kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the teenage boy stoner humor that's not necessarily should have been included, but it does. It does a thing.
It does. But it opened a door then for me to share with him my Green Hornet.
Yeah.
And he really does appreciate that an awful lot more. And one of the things that we have thrown back and forth, we discussed it last episode, was the idea that if they do a new movie, and all that we know at this point is that Amazia Entertainment has the option for it. It's called the Green Hornet and Kato. There's a title.
Right.
That director Lee Whannell.
Yep.
Whannell is attached to it. That writer David Koepp is attached to it. And wasn't there somebody else? There was an actor that was attached to it. Chris Pine, right, has been attached to it, at least just in name.
In the rumor mill.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So that's all we know. And Kory and I have thrown this out at each other. We've done this with many things over the years, different podcasts and things, is what we'd like to see.
And your dream casting.
And the dream casting.
So, dream casting I first encountered through Wizard magazine.
Oh, yeah.
And around 93, 94. They were talking about an X-Men movie. And at that time, they were, what's your dream casting for the X-Men? And obviously, Patrick Stewart was the number one choice for Professor X.
Yeah.
Beast, I believe they said their dream casting was Robin Williams. And then there was, I can't remember who all else. I think somebody had said Glenn Danzig for Wolverine because he was tiny and muscly.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I'd encountered the term dream casting, and then we applied that to literally everything ever since, right? For the past 35 years.
Well, and you think back, if you look at classic films now, like Gone with the Wind, and you hear of other actors that had tried out for it or had been thought of for it or turned it down.
Right.
Then you go, ooh.
What could have been?
What could have been?
The original casting idea for Han Solo was Christopher Walken.
I think I'd heard that, and I just can't imagine.
That's no moon.
Now you're doing Shatner, aren't you?
I guess it was a little Shatner.
Kind of Shatner.
They kind of cross.
And I can't see that one either.
They cross the streams.
So I dug in this last week.
Okay.
I took about an hour and dug in, and I went through a bunch of things, and I've been playing a lot with AI stuff lately, and yeah, no. But this was okay. What do you think? If you know, and to see all the different things. So I compiled my list in comparison with and so the first name that came up. That keeps coming up, and I've been doing a lot of search stuff, and doing this just out in the world, saying, okay, what do you think? Who do you think?
Okay.
And the first name that comes up always is Henry Cavill, and I don't see it.
I don't like it. I love Henry Cavill.
I do too,
but he is not the end all be all.
No.
But at the same time, the people see him and see hero. He has the build of a hero.
Yeah.
He's a big, yoked, handsome devil. He's awesome. But that's not Britt Reed to me. No. I honestly think Chris Pine is a better choice.
Do you?
Of that one. I see Britt as a smaller dude. I know Van was a big guy.
Van wasn't as big as you think he might be, though.
Well, he just looked big standing next to Bruce.
Well, that's true. And you put him next to Adam West, who was, pretty tall guy.
Yeah, 6'1" or 6'2" or something like that.
I think Van was, like 5'11" or maybe 6 or something.
Right around 6
he was
foot.
right around that. But he wasn't like he was a super beefy kind of guy.
Right.
Young, I think he was, more so. But I don't see muscle strap. I really don't.
No, I don't think that's what we should be looking for at all.
No, I really don't. Number 2 on my list, and this is another one of those. This was more of an AI pick for the list here. Armie Hammer.
Well, okay, so Army's been canceled already.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and eschew that and not talk about that.
All right.
I like it.
Okay.
And the reason I like it, and again, I know he's not going to get the job. I'm not voting for him to get the job. But he played the Lone Ranger.
He did. Yeah. So
just on that merit alone.
And that's
also 10 years ago.
I think that's one of the reasons that it wound up on this list was because of that.
Yeah.
John Reed. Yeah. So
if given, let's say we're making the movie right around that time, I think he's not that great of an actor either ways, though. No. So I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry, Armie.
We'll kick him to the curb. He's out.
Number 3, Chris Pine.
See, I like Pine.
I do, but at the same time, I have an issue with Hollywood utilizing the same people for different characters. Pine, to me, he's... And I'm not talking about, sticking an actor, pigeonholing him in any way, shape, or form. But, he's Captain Kirk.
Right.
And now he's, was it Steve Trevor? Wonder Woman's...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, that's that for me. Yeah. And, throwing this another classic reference thing on top, I don't go for it.
So, we're going to open it up a little bit conversation-wise. Original casting for a Green Hornet movie, when the rights were purchased in the early 90s, their first guy attached to it was Clooney.
Yeah.
Right? So Clooney, at that time, would have slayed it.
Yeah.
Clooney would have made an incredible Britt Reed. He made an awful Bruce Wayne, but he would have made an excellent Britt Reed, as long as Joel Schumacher wasn't making the movie.
Well, there is that. There is that.
But once he was moved on to, I believe, Batman and Robin actually was where he went. the next name attached to the role was Greg Kinnear.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, I don't see that one at all.
No, but he has that Midwestern Chris Pine-esque type of thing going on.
Yeah.
So I can I can see where that would come in. But dream casting, like time and place, Nathan Fillion, that played Malcolm Reynolds on Firefly.
Sure. Castle.
At that time,
might not have been a bad choice.
I think he would have slayed it.
Maybe. Two other names that popped up, and I'll just throw them out here because I wouldn't even really consider either one of them. Ryan Gosling and James Marsden. And James...
Marsden, maybe.
Could be. You know, he does audiobooks.
Yeah.
Does a fabulous job.
He's awesome.
Absolutely fabulous job.
He did this prank reality show.
Oh, really?
Called The Juror. Or maybe it was called Jury Duty. But it was basically like this guy got... These people get called for jury duty, and there's a reality show.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, though, everyone on the jury is an actor except for one guy who has no idea that the whole thing's a setup.
Yeah.
And Marsden was one of those guys.
Oh.
But he was playing himself, getting called for jury duty. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. But I honestly think he's not a bad choice.
Maybe.
I don't think he has a name to sell a movie.
No. One of the things, and there's a wrinkle right there too, is name. I personally would rather see a new face that would come in and pop into the role and own it than I would to see somebody shoehorned into something that doesn't quite fit.
Now, that being said, and again, podcast at greenhornet66.com. What do you feel about Chris Pratt?
No.
No? Why?
No. A little too beefy, and I always see him as corny.
Because of the Parks and Rec connection?
Because of the Parks and Rec, and
okay.
that. And he would, to me, feel more like 2011 movie. You know, that same kind of...
So, and I see where you're seeing that. I 100% see where you...
Yeah.
But I just recently watched The Terminal List.
Haven't seen it yet.
Which is an awesome book series. But he plays a guy who's framed for an op. He's a Navy SEAL. His op goes sideways.
Okay. Yeah.
And the whole thing's pinned on him. And he decides to get revenge. And it's excellent. And it is deadly serious. It's not funny at all. And he kills it. And that's when I was like, you know what? He could do it. I think he could.
I may have to take a look again.
Yeah.
I may have to. Let's jump over to the hard one.
Miss Case, yeah, I understand.
Well, now that you say that,
you've got it. Should have known.
Let's just save Kato for a couple of minutes here, and see what names. The top 5 list. Let me just roll down the list. Okay. Time-wise, we're I don't know where we're. We got like 7-10 minutes left.
Okay.
Rebecca Ferguson, Mission Impossible series.
Yeah.
Jodie Comer, Killing Eve. I don't know who that is. Ana de Armas.
Yeah.
Knives Out. I know I've seen her.
She Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay.
2049.
Okay.
She's the hologram girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emma Mackey.
Yep.
Sex Education and Barbie, and Zendaya on the list. Now, this is not my list.
No.
This was the AI list, and I went, no.
See, she's the Henry Cavill on the list.
Yeah.
She's the one who's shoehorned into everything.
Yeah. Oh, you need a new... Let's put Zendaya in.
Here's the new ingenue. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm going to roll down this other list real quick. Mike Axford. Okay, just because, Bryan Cranston, number 1. I couldn't believe it.
I don't hate that.
No, you don't hate it?
No, it's okay.
All right, I'm gonna
Not my casting, but go ahead. I got
gonna
this
throw
one.
another one at you. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Are you not feeling that one?
That's more JJJ to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson. John C. Reilly. I actually liked that one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Not who'd I'd pick, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
Number 4, I don't see it all. Nick Offerman.
No.
And
not as Axford.
Number 5, I don't know at all, is Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson is he's the guy with the not Mad Mardigan, that's Val Kilmer. The guy with the eyeball in
Harry Potter.
In Harry Potter. The
Okay.
one with
Yeah.
That's Brendan Gleeson.
Okay. All right.
So
maybe, but okay.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yes.
Ooh.
Bill Burr could slay it as Axford.
Okay, I'm going to write that one down here. All right.
That's all I'm doing is throwing my 2 cents in.
That's all this is. A lot of this, is stuff I just went out and threw it out into the world and said, what names are coming up.
So, but I think the lineup that it gave you for Axford is better than the lineup for Case or even Britt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let's jump into Kato here real quick. We've got 5 minutes or something here to talk about it. Number 1 on the list is, and I got to be honest with you and say I think I only recognize one name on this list. You can help me with this.
Okay.
Louis Tan from Mortal Kombat and Wu Assassins.
Yes, he'd be awesome.
Would be awesome?
Yes.
Okay, don't know the name. I can't pronounce the next one. Iko Uwais.
Okay.
Known for the Raid series.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you know that one?
Yes.
Okay. Luddy or Ludai Lin from Power Rangers Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Okay.
Would be all right.
One I like. I don't know why I like this so much. Well, I do know why I like this. Andrew Koji from the Warrior series.
Yes. That's my number 1.
Oh, is that your number 1?
That was who I was going to bring.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, it'd kill it. Oh, it'd be so awesome. I love that show so much.
Maybe I should not mention number 5 because it'll just, it waters down the whole thing.
Well, let's hear it anyway.
All right. Stephen Yin. From Walking Dead.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's.
So I like him. I don't know. He could be good, but he's not. I don't see him in that role.
Yeah.
I think the kid's a great actor. He's in a movie called Mayhem that is kind of a zombie plague gets let out in an office building, and he has to fight his way out.
Oh, yeah.
Destroying middle management. It's wonderful.
Oh, cool.
It's delightful.
The only downside I would see to Andrew in the role would be just the fact that he owns the warrior role right now.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would look at him and go,
he coming into this discussion would have been my number 1 choice.
Yeah.
Do you know who? Okay, so when Clooney was attached, going back, do you know who was attached to play Kato in that version?
No.
Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee.
Who played
would have made sense.
Yeah, played Bruce.
Played Bruce in the film, Dragon.
So, but that's who was attached to play Kato at the time that Clooney was attached.
And you know what? We haven't resolved really anything at this point.
Nor will we. This is the point of this is what it is to be a nerd.
Yes. Podcast at greenhornet66.com if you have any comments or questions, or you just want to tell us we're full of crap.
We got to go back though. Who would you pick as Miss Case?
Who would I pick?
Dreamcast, though. I mean, like,
Dreamcast.
time is not a thing.
Oh, time is not.
Who are you putting in?
I wouldn't pick anybody else but Wendy. Wendy Wagner.
All right.
I mean, she's Miss Case to me.
Fair enough.
Somebody modern, new days, I don't know.
Christina Hendricks from Mad Men.
Oh, you've got my attention just by saying her name. I might leave my wife. Well, never mind. Let's not go there. Yeah, that is a big one right there. Maybe.
I think she could choose scenery, man.
I think she could. This is a long conversation.
This is a conversation that Greg and I have been having for years.
I've been doing this for as long as we've known each other, I think. So, all right. Green Hornet Case Files, episode 21.
In the books?
In the books.
You think so?
Thanks to everybody for all the great comments. John Negron, thanks for the last show. You're still making history with folks. If you're interested in buying a Black Beauty, get a hold of Barrett Jackson.
If you want to send photos of any of your Green Hornet collectibles, again, to the email address podcast@greenhornet66.com. Also, any of your dream castings. And I'm interested in anybody you would cast throughout history. It doesn't have to be, I'm talking your fantasy version in your head canon of the Green Hornet. Who were you putting in those roles? I'd love to know.
If the people that we've seen weren't available.
Yeah.
The Van
Absolutely.
Williams, the Michael Goffs,
Yeah.
So, golly, and again, if you're going to be if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you're going to Fan Expo Portland on the weekend of January 24th, 25th, 26th, be sure and find me. Friday at 5:30, I'm doing the panel on the Green Hornet. It's already posted on their website.
You can't miss him. You'll see the Green Hornet walking with Batman. You can't miss them.
And I think we have Catwoman with us this year, too.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that.
Right.
That's fantastic.
That's right. So be sure and look me up. I'd love to say hi and see you face to face and see what happens.
Absolutely.
I can wrap it?
I think we got this one all tied up in a neat little bow.
Coffee, ko-fi.com. / Green Hornet Case Files.
There you go.
/
Buy me a London Fog. I'd appreciate it.
There you go.
No, I mean like an Earl Grey with
with the milk in it.
Yeah.
I know what a London Fog is.
It's my favorite drink in the world. It's all I got left anymore.
With that, thank you for joining us for the Green Hornet Case Files, episode number 21.
Let's roll.
As the night envelops the city once more, our journey through the hidden alleys of history and valor comes to a close. You've been riding shotgun with the Green Hornet Case Files, where the echoes of the past meet the voices of the present. Tune in again for the next thrilling adventure where shadows speak, secrets unfold, and the legacy of the Green Hornet continues to inspire. The Green Hornet Case Files is a Grail Productions podcast. The Green Hornet is owned exclusively by Green Hornet Inc. Until next time, vigilant listeners, keep your wits sharp and your spirit unbreakable.